What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Chris and I resell full time, and I've been documenting this journey since the start, and today we are going through the progress for week 101, which just sounds crazy to even think about. But really, this week has all been about focusing on continued progress, and I know that can sound a little cliche, talking about progress and trying to make that progress happen, but I wanted to break that down a little bit better for you today, maybe help you understand it in a different way that might help you just click and actually start to make a bit more progress. So what I'll be sharing with you in this video today is understanding what it means to focus on doing and not trying to make things happen, the progress for week 101, which has actually been really rewarding. It's turned out to be quite, actually way above average. And I'm also going to give you some updates on behind the scenes and, give you some show and tell of what's been happening in the storage unit and just in the business in general. So let's dive in. So essentially what I've been focusing on this week and what I'll be talking to you about is essentially testing out workflows and processes to be able to, enable consistent listings for a type of category. Now, if you've been following along for a while, I started working on a photo board the other week, and so I can start doing, clothing photos, whether it's jeans or shirts or sweaters and jumpers and things like that. And I've really just had a few learnings when it comes back to focus on doing and not trying to make things happen. Now, if you don't understand what that really means, let me help you understand that a little bit better. So focus on doing and not trying to make things happen. So it really suggests that it's more effective to take action and work towards a goal rather than simply trying to make things happen through wishful thinking or the force of will. Now, I'm a huge victim of this because I like to plan, I like to write things down, and I like to think, if I do this, I'm a numbers guy. So I look at things with numbers and think, if I do this, it's going to work. But sometimes I spend too much time doing that and not actually doing the work. So if you're like that, if you've got big ambitions, if you want to, hit a big target goal, or maybe you just want to see some new growth, I want to help you understand it a little bit better, because the reality is you can write all these goals down, you can write down formulas, you can write down numbers, you can plan and you can think about them, but sometimes the focus on doing will be a better action than trying to make these things happen. And that's what we're trying to do. We do all these things, they feel productive, but it doesn't actually get you anywhere further. It just gives you maybe some better clarity. So some examples of how you could possibly do this, and it'll be different for everyone depending on where you are in building out whatever it is you're building. Hear me out. The first one is take a proactive approach to achieving your goals. So meaning go out and do something. It might be just one thing today or something very small. And I'm going to talk about how you could possibly do that shortly. The next one is focus on the actions you take and the work that you do rather than trying to control or manipulate the outcome. Now, this could be doing the work, seeing what happens and then documenting it and then trying to continue to do that better next time, rather than trying to, I was better here, or manipulating the results. You want to actually see how the results turn out. You also need to set clear goals and make a plan to achieve them. Now, this is where the trap is. Sometimes we get too stuck in this area, but you do need to have a bit of a clear path of what you're actually, what you're working towards, but keep it big and simple in the sense of I know what I need to do to start tackling towards this. And then the next one is take consistent and focused action towards these goals. And that's where it comes back down to, doing one thing today, something very small. And I'm going to take you through a process very shortly of how you can make that happen. See, progress is often, actually, majority of the time, it is actually made through small steps and consistent effort, rather than trying to force things to happen, right? So if you're going out, if you're wanting to start running, you can't go run a marathon instantly because you've never done it before. You need to get out there and start doing some walking, doing some jogging, doing some running. And it's going to take a period of time for things to start to happen. That time's going to pass anyway. I've spoken about this numerous times, and I also talk about this on my podcast a lot too. But that's the reality of it. So how can you actually make these things happen? And how can you do it in smaller bites? And how can you do it that it seems a bit more just digestible, I guess? Well, myself, I've got a background in project management. So before I was doing all reselling, that's what I was doing for a living. And one thing that we like to focus on when delivering was something called delivering a MVP, which is a minimal viable product. And the idea of that is something that's, keep it simple, stupid, but it gets the job done almost. In that sense, it gives you what you're trying to achieve in the most simplest form so that you can take that, iterate it, and make it better. And we used to call this an agile delivery approach. So leveraging an agile delivery approach means to focus on delivering small increments of value early and often. So you want that value ticking over quickly and coming on a regular basis. It also allows me to work in iterations and incrementally enables me to, develop, I guess, the new testing of new ideas or features. So it might be well, I'm going to show you the photo board very, very soon, but going through that, doing some work, seeing what works, see what didn't work, and then next time go back, make some adjustments, make some changes, and then it gets better and it gets better. And I'm going to show you some of the results of that in the behind the scenes today of how that's been working over the last couple of weeks. By doing this, it actually encourages continuous growth because you get excited, you start to see the incremental growth or the progress or the results of that. Sometimes it won't always be what we expect, but again, you need to go through and understand what's working, what isn't working, and you can make those changes very, very quickly. It also allows for flexibility and adaptability to, I guess, accommodate changes and improvements as the project progresses. Now, again, I'm doing this based on my own understanding. I'm doing this based on what I want, knowing what my goal is and where I want it to be. But it can be overwhelming to try and implement your end solution from the start. You need to do the progress. You need to understand how do we get to it to be that flawless process that we want it to be. So starting small, keeping it simple, stupid, and working with what you have is going to help you get to that quicker. And this is what helps you ensure that the minimal viable product meets the needs of whoever the person is going to be using it, whether it's yourself or someone else, or just in general for what you're trying to create. So as I said, I'll be showing a little bit more detail about this in my show and tell shortly. We're going to jump into the weekly results for week 101, and then we'll dive back into the show and tell and continue this conversation. So one of the top items for this week was this NECA Kyle Reese Terminator Collection 7-inch action figure. I picked this one up for about $2.71. It was just in a toy bin. I had no idea what it was worth, to be honest. I knew NECA was a good brand, and I've sold NECA before in other toys. But when I actually comped this afterwards, when I was listing it, it turns out it was worth quite a lot of dollars. So it was worth around $130. I listed it at $109 plus express postage, and someone used a 15% coupon. So it worked out that they purchased about $105 and $35. So I did sell it under market. I'm happy with this because I still came out with $82.68 after fees and postage, and it was, you know, $2.71. So not too bad. Top item number 2 for this week was this new in-box Ninja Crocodile Camouflage. It was a knockoff figurine from the 1990s, and a big shout out to the Disgruntled Octopus and Moderns and Memories. Scotty, you both gave me some insight on this. Really do appreciate it. So I paid an average cost of good for this one, $2.71. There'll be more on this in a video coming out this week, actually. And I've been able to sell it for $84.97, walking away with $59.69 back into my pocket, after fees and postage, of course. Top item number 3 for this week was this Curate by Tresley Cooper design. It was a button jacket. This one was way out of my league. It was something that I picked up, might have been early this year or end of last year. I also paid about $2.67 for this one as an average cost of good. Got this at a Vinnie's. I was with Carla. I've been able to sell this for $84.15. It's gone out for a Christmas present, and walked away with $54.55 after fees and postage. And top item number 4 for this week, which was pretty cool. I got this one when I was in Ballarat, catching up with some of the other reseller folks. And this one I've paid up about $2.63 for, called Scarlet Sorcerer by Joe Devitt. Now, if you ever find these are worth a charm. I've been able to sell this one for $65.77. It has gone international, and I've walked away with $39.44 after fees and postage. Now, the interesting item for this week, and this is a shout out to Uncle Wayno, because he came over and he saw this just sitting on my DVD pile, and he's like, you need to list this one. And I did. This one's called 400 Blows. Knew nothing about it. He said it was one of those, you know, different types of movies which usually do really well. So this one came out of my big bulk lot of DVDs and media that I got. So it works at about 28 cents. And I mean, I sold this one $33.97, walked away with $15.55 after fees and postage. So just a interesting, weird, different DVD, but be on the lookout for it. So how have we actually progressed for week 101? Now, I've had some pretty big sales in here that I haven't necessarily shared. I did sell some Lego, I sold a watch, and some of these things were unique items, not necessarily things that I've gone out and sourced, but they've been from personal collections and things that have been selling over a long period of time. So I didn't include them in the actual breakdown of the top items, but there has been some really lucrative items been selling. So I've sold a total of 51 items this week. Margin was around 60%. Cost of goods about $127. We've sold $2,317 worth with a profit of around $1,393. And average cycle time was only 72 days, which was pretty good. As you can see here, here's the big wins for the week of all the items that have been selling. Collectibles, which includes the watch that I sold as well. Lego has been a big one as well, but clothes, I've actually been selling quite a few clothes this week as well, and then DVDs, toys, books, video games, and bric-a-brac. So interesting to see what's been going out the door. I didn't expect it to be this busy this week, but I ain't complaining. Alright, so let's dive into some show and tell. I'm going to take you through what's been selling through the week, just in the storage unit, and I'm going to give you a bit of an update on the jeans as well, and you can have a look through it, and then we're going to go through a bit of a breakdown of that progress. Let's dive in. Howdy team, Monday morning, and we've got lots going out. We've got 27 items going out, so let's have a quick little sticky beak what we've got. We've got a whole bunch of Biggles books going out. Finally sold this guy. It's gone out for 25 plus post. That's for someone else. We've got this guy going out. Good old clamshell. These guys sold. These were in my Black Friday video just the other day. These guys have sold. We've got a couple of bread and butter DVDs, just cheap stuff, anything between $6 all the way up to $19, including him. We've got a bundle of Xbox games going out. Battle for Rondo. We've got the Smurfs. Got that one just the other week as well in one of my videos. This one was pretty old, been sitting around for a while, but finally sold. This one, got this in a video not that long ago. Lego going out. A few different things here. Got a puzzle. This is the last of this one. I've sold for about 4 of these. Bioshock going out. That one for 31. This is brand new and sealed going out. That one was one of my first purchases, finally going out. Good old Home Improvement. This one's gone overseas. Be on the lookout for this one. We've got a Handycam Sony going out. And I think that's it. Yeah, not too bad. Took us 11 minutes and 35 seconds to get the 27 items. I'm happy with that. Let's pack it up. All right, team, all done. As you can see here, nice big Monday stack. I love this. It's always encouraging. Total time today took us 1 hour and 34 minutes. Not too bad. And current productivity uplift is 45% since starting the 21st of October. So it's almost been 2 months. So we're getting there. It's starting to see some good results from it. So pretty keen. As you can see, still got all this. I'm not doing any of this today. I'll do these on other days. A few other things I've got to run today and do, but things are moving in the right direction. But like with anything, things take time, things take action, and you got to keep progressing. All right, team, it is Thursday. I just had Christian here from Forest Finds Online and hooked me up with these bad boys. They're for my personal collection. All right, so today, originally I was going to be doing a whole bunch of jeans. I've just got some new lighting that I've just been testing out, but due to timing, I'm just going to get cracking onto the postage. I've got quite a few packages to do, actually. We've got 26 packages going out, so I'm going to get cracking on that. It's already 11:30, so I'll do that, and I'll be coming back here on the weekend to do a big batch of jeans. So more on that soon. Let's do some picking, packing, and posting. All right, all right, all picked. 8 minutes and 5 seconds. We've got a whole bunch of different things going out. We've got lots of movies actually going out, as you can see. We've got some games. We've got a book going out. A few different things here. I'm not going to go into too much detail. This person's purchased both of these. These guys I just picked up yesterday. Sold for about 40 bucks. That guy's gone 60 bucks overseas. This guy's going to be fun to pack, but sold that one yesterday as well. Some more media, lots of media actually. I've got a R.M. Williams saddle bag in there. Got a Ed Sheeran thing there, shirt there, and I've got some Star Wars Lego going out. And I've also got a nice big women's jacket going out too. So pretty happy with that. We're going to pack it all up and get cracking and get it done. All right, all done. 1 hour and 15 minutes to get all this picked, packed, and I guess ready for posting. What I'm going to do now quickly is I'm going to set this up ready for Saturday. I'm going to come in and do a big bulk lot, and I'll show you what that looks like. And yeah, give me a second. All right, so what we've got here is a whole bunch of jeans. It's probably about, actually, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so 17, so 18 pieces of clothing altogether. This is what I'll be testing out on Saturday. Hopefully I can do all of that in an hour. It's all jeans and 1 pair of shorts. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Got plenty more of this coming. All right, team. I absolutely totally forgot to do an intro of that I'm going to be doing photos of jeans and stuff today, but I kind of mentioned that already the other day. Anyway, I've just done a total of not 20 but 19, and it's taken me 59 minutes and 57 seconds. So about 4 more than last time in an hour, which is pretty good. So that's a small improvement. Got a bit of a system better. I still have to figure out how I'm going to be storing these, which isn't included in this timing. This is purely just putting it up here, taking photos, putting measurements, bagging it, taking a photo of the bag, and then putting it there. That's the timing. Best time was 2 minutes 35, and worst time was 4:45. That's because maybe some had issues or had to take more pictures. But essentially, the way I'm looking at this is the average, yeah, works out a bit better, and it's so much easier when you're doing the same thing. So these are all mixed jeans, like they're not all the same brands or anything like that. So that also I'm learning. I did do one sweater in this. Did that first, which was $2.59, and then the rest has just been pure jeans. So I'm going to do a bit more. I've still got a few more here, so I may as finish them out, and then I'll call it a day probably. But I'm loving the testing process. Ideally, what I would like to be able to do is then spend a day here and just do this all day and get lots of photos done. But this is working a charm. Oh yeah, I got a new light here too, so this is working good too. Yeah, progress update. All right, that is the wrap. I ended up doing a total of 29 in an hour and 24 minutes. You can see the productivity up on screen. Yeah, in terms of storage, how am I doing this? Originally, I was going to take these back home and use the storage that I've got at home, but I'm not going to do that. For now, I'm going to keep them here as much as possible. And this is where they're sitting at the moment, which is pretty good. A little bit of excess here until I get the next long box. These ones I'm currently going through and culling and all that, and this has to be a bit rearranged. But the big end goal here is really start to bring some of this higher ASP into the store, and as I progress, I'll start to revisit some of the low ASP here, because some of this was from bulk deals. Some of this I've handpicked myself to sell. Others, it's kind of like it came with big deals, so it was like list it, see how long it sits, and then start to cull it. So, and it will be the same for some of the other stuff over time, but ideally back here, there's probably a lot here that I can start to revisit and see if it makes sense. And there's lots of space in here actually still, and start to, move that out for some of the clothing situations. So I've got another tub here that I need to do. I won't be doing that today, but just done a good little session. Spent 2 hours here doing a few other things too. So that's it for today. I'm pretty happy with this. Pretty exciting. Got these guys out here as well. This guy actually just sold on the weekend for $109. I got him for $2. Crazy. Anyway, that's it for now. If you've got any questions, comments on this, do let me know. All right, so as you've seen, the photo board has been set up. I've been doing the jeans, and as you saw last week as well, I was going through the process of taking those photos and then listing those items. Now, I wanted to come back and share with you how it's gone this week. Now, you've seen a little bit already, but essentially this week, I did the same thing. I did photoing of the jeans, did that on the 17th of December, did about 29, and it took me about 2.9 minutes per item. Basically, to give you some understanding, the first 15 jeans that I did took me about 58 minutes. Now, I've been able to do 29 jeans this time for an hour and 23, which is a huge increase. And it also means that, it's getting better. I'm getting the process better. Now, when it came to actually listing these, I haven't actually finished listing them all yet. I've done it over a couple of different sessions because I've been listing different items, but essentially it's getting a little bit better. It's still not where I want it to be. The first time I did the jeans, it worked out to be about 4.7 minutes per item. Now, this week I've done it twice. So I did 7 on one day and 14 on the next, and it's averaging around 4.3 minutes per item. So still not where I want it to be, but I'm still learning about all the different types of jean types and styles and how to understand if it's regular or skinny and all these different things. So it's a bit of a learning curve, and that is the only way to learn, is to get in there and focus on doing and not trying to make things happen, because I can read up about all these things, I can look at how other people are doing it, but if I don't actually go out there and start doing it, start attempting it, start experiencing it, I'm not going to learn. Now, there could be some mistakes made, there could be some issues with measurements, there could be some things where people don't like what I've done because I've measured it wrong. But at the same time, this is all part of that learning experience. You got to do it. And unless you're paying someone else to do it who's an expert in the field, there's no way for you to learn other than to do the research, go take action, and get the experience. And that's why I really wanted to focus on that point of focus on doing and not trying to make things happen. I hope this week has been very insightful. I've enjoyed this, trying to just take some of the big learnings from the week and apply it in the relevant terms of what I've actually been doing, so you can see how that, how that plays out. If you do have any questions about all this, do let me know. I do have another sourcing photo video dropping this Wednesday. That's usually when I drop the videos of me, outsourcing and op shop and thrifting and things like that. That's coming out on Wednesday. Really do appreciate you being here. You have a wonderful day. Cheers.